Alright, I'm recording these because basically I don't want to basically stream every time. Now I've got to find the animancy device. Hang on a minute. Um, yeah, I don't want to stream every time I want to play this game. This is one of the downsides, I guess, of playing a story-based game. Is anyone here? No, just chickens. Yeah, one of the downsides of playing a story-based game. I've got to find some awakened Adra.
Envoy, welcome.
Hey Hector, how you doing?
A pleasure to share your company again,
Yeah.
traveler.
Did you know that where's this place called the Gifted Magpie?
Believe it or not, this building was once my father's grain warehouse. One day, a magpie landed on the rafters and spoke fluent Valian to anyone who would listen.
What did it say?
Among other things, it told my father the recipe for a blueberry tart. Popular item until the recent troubles. Helia is the goddess of birds and creativity. Yes, the spiritual significance of a talking magpie is debatable. But the tale inspired others to make this a haven of creativity. And so, here we are.
What happened to the magpie?
Who knows? Either it flew away on bad business, or it was just a metaphor to begin with. A good story knows where to end itself. The bad ones all end in grief.
Did you know that a Brit has a crush on you?
What? I mean, I'm sorry. What? Could you possibly elaborate?
Well, when two or more people are attracted
Not
to each
that.
other.
I know all about that. Well, maybe I only know a little. It's just that these sorts of things happen to other people, but never me. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Start by flirting, that usually
I
gets
was
things
afraid you
moving.
were going to say that. It seems I need to gather my wits and figure out what to do next. I have no skill with romance, you see. Oh dear.
Let's see what you have for sale. I'm tempted to get the treasure map because treasure maps are always good value. Add this to journal. It sounds like he's had way too much drugs and is starting to vibrate. That's not good. Have you got anything else, mate? Confined room. You got some more mages braces. They sound cool, but no. Got food. I don't need figs. Okay, let's go. Yeah, good luck, mate. Now, yeah, the reason I'm recording this and putting this on YouTube is with my other games, of course, if I go off and play Overwatch, it doesn't mean shit. You know, I go off and play Overwatch, the games are done, we're over, it's finished. Easy peas, cool bananios. But with this, of course, I go off and play, I progress the story, and then suddenly I make a... Hey mate, how you doing? Yeah, it makes some chittery nonsense, and you might miss something that's important, like me putting the heart in the animancy device. Hey, Monta.
For an Adiran, you're very resourceful, and a more than capable companion for poor Giatta.
I got your machine running, now tell me about the dream
With any
scourge.
luck, I can tell you a great deal. Now that I've got the heart, my thirsty invention will drink deeply of its essence. All that's left to do is calibrate it. First things first, let's have a look at your soul. I'm going to ask some questions to induce a metaphysical quiver. No, not to worry, just testing your reflexes. Let's start with an easy one. You wake up on a beach, looking up into the sun. Your hands are covered in blood.
I wash my hands in the sea and leave.
Right.
Okay.
Let's try some word association. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Pendulum.
Clock.
Chrysalis.
Transformation.
The spark ignites a flame. An idea ignites a war.
Hmm.
Hello? You still with me?
I'm pretty sure I felt that metaphysical quiver you were talking about.
Strange. Shouldn't feel anything in the physical sense. Oh well, no matter. Let's go over your results. Your soul is like a piece of sea glass. All the edges are smoothed down. Quite beautiful, really. Your godlike nature is a marvel to behold.
I wonder what else he'd say. Can you tell me who's godlike I am? Watcher in Paradisus said there's a thorn in my soul.
Not to besmirch a colleague, but Watchers aren't the most reliable sources.
Thanks, mate. That's super helpful.
What I see is something entangled about your soul. An outside presence that both is and isn't a part of you. It's old, dark, and rather tricky to pin down. Very interesting.
What's it doing to me?
Nothing harmful, at least not yet. Fascinating. Thank you for getting my machine calibrated again. But you came for Giatta's theory of the dream scourge.
I did, yeah.
Between the two of us, she's on to something. Our farms are in great peril. The essence has been drained from the land, diverted, like the flow of a river.
Ellie believes the dream scourge and the living lands have a common ancestor. What do you think?
I think Eora is old, haunted, and unsympathetic. Anything is possible. Regardless, essence doesn't just disappear. It must be going somewhere. All I can tell you is keep looking. You'll find what you're after. As much as I hate giving people bad news, that's all I have. Please give Giatta my fondest regards.
Keep looking, huh?
Yes,
Getting
I was
a
going
bad
to
feeling about
say.
what we'll find.
Right, keep
I'll be
looking.
honest, he lost me when he started talking about souls. What did I miss?
That's a very interesting question, mate. I think, can I assign these points to a companion? No, I can't. Okay. Now, as a ranger, what do I want? Okay. I think probably increased damage with one-handed melee weapons is the best one at the moment, so let's spend my points on that. Now, I've got to go. Alright, so examine the map to locate the treasure. Do I recognise that map? Have I been past there? Possibly, yes, and X marks the spot over here. That's very considerate of you. Now, I've got to find the cartographer. I've got to return a relinquiry. I've got to go check out. Oh boy. And I've got the totem. Alright, let's start by getting Giatta. One thing at a time. Now, I've raided this place, so there shouldn't be too much. Oh, hey, I'll find the cartographer and Emerald Stair. That looks like they're right here.
Welcome to my fine establishment,
Adelmed. Either of you seen a cartographer around? G'day, Giatta. How you going, mate?
Are you as excited to get started as I am? Because I'm very excited. Good timing. I'm about ready to get started. So, did you learn anything of particular interest?
I'm tempted to say animancers are unhinged and too dangerous to be left alone, but let's start with something's draining the life from your farms. The only question is what?
And why? It's almost like something is lashing out, defending itself. Look at us. Barely even started. And already we're making progress. Monto's machine is working, Elia will keep an eye on her revenants, and Yvette and Remy are providing us an alibi.
A what?
I needed those animancers for more than their expertise. Monto's invention nullifies spiritual interference. Having it up and running means we won't get any false signals. Whenever I tap into an Adra pillar, Elia's farmhands tend to get a little bitey. Thanks to you, they won't be a problem. And then there's Yvette and Remy, the governor's eyes and ears. In exchange for privacy, I gave them a test subject. I'd call that a good day's work.
I'd call it fucking weird, personally. I hope that their expertise was helpful as well.
Absolutely. I wanted to see the Dream Scourge through different perspectives. Thanks to you, I have. Now we just need the right equipment for the job. When my parents died, they left me their life's work. An invention like no other. The phantasmal focus.
Is this the thing that killed him in the basement? Because if so...
Think of it as a spiritual tuning fork, or a dowsing rod. It has many functions, some more obvious than others. The problem is it's in the basement. I haven't gone down there since the accident. Since they died.
Oh, fuck me,
I'm
it
sure
is...
it's fine. It's just a spooky death basement.
I would get it myself, but I'm not ready to face what's down there.
What is down there? What the fuck is this? It is the thing that killed him in the basement, like...
Terrible mistake. The door to the basement is just outside, around the corner. Of course you'll need a key. Please excuse the mess.
I have thoughts. I should have stolen more shit from you, lady, because I am... No, it's not a prototype. We made a breakthrough. For the first time, the device successfully gathered essence in the Adra core. I credit the interlocking rings, a design our colleague took from moons across the sea. She believes the rings pull essence out of the surroundings like the wind currents pull dust or pollen. I'm troubled by what this implies. When we use animancy to mimic a natural process, we get better results. Why? Now, I should...
That's where her parents died. I'm glad we can spare her from having to go back.
Okay, walking into
That's
the basement
fair.
of the animancer I just met. Right, feels great.
Alright, let's not track that. Let's just keep doing the phantasmal focus. And then, having done the phantasmal focus, this is the way around the side to the basement, I guess. Yes. Yes, this is the way to the basement. Please go no further. Stop where you are. The laboratory is closed to the public and hazardous to life. Nothing here is worth dying for. There is no research or renown to be discovered, only danger we don't understand. Which may linger even in the absence of life. It's important you understand my parents were the greatest animancers to ever live. And they did not leave the place the way they entered. What happened to them can happen to you. Alright, let's go into the dark, scary basement. Now we've established that this is a completely terrible idea. Alright.
Don't know what I expected, but this isn't it.
Haven from the blight. Who grows here?
That's a really interesting question. Let's look at the notes. Arthur Castell's will. To Giatta I leave my mother's amulet, the only piece of the Valian Republics I took from home. Oh, one condition is that she wears it as a reminder that we all come from somewhere. May she find comfort in a chain that binds the present to the past. I leave her also the house, the laboratory, and our inventions. Yes, all of them with no conditions or expectations to weight her down. Forgive us. Many faces of Berath. Okay, how fitting that we know the gods of cycles, joys, mortality, and inevitability is Berath, while the Valians know this very god is Cyrano. For if nothing else, Berath teaches us that duality exists in all things. There is life in death and death in life. Embrace this duality and you honour Berath. In the ruins Erglanfath, Berath is depicted in the form of two semi-skeletal females, one male and one female. Literally life in death and death in life in the Glenfathan tongue. We often think of Berath by imagining two sides of a coin or the two end points of a journey. It is said that Berath has the most petitioners of any god. This is likely true. Who amongst us has not prayed for the cycle to hiccup? Who has not? In a moment of sadness, yelled at Berath to make an exception for our fallen loved ones. Berath may not rescue our loved ones, but it has a presence in its own divine way. Okay, Berath is the god that makes life end in death, and is also the god that makes death end in life. Whichever of the names you prefer to use deserves our praise. It has given us the promise of life's eternal renewal. Alright, let's see what else I've got here. Cordella Castell's will. Arthur insists I write something down in case the worst should come to pass, but what inheritance do I have to offer? What legacy do I leave? I took no possessions from my homeland. I own nothing but my ambition and my mistakes. The ink is blotched as if someone tapped their quill on the parchment several times before continuing. Wow. To Giatta I leave my unshakable resolve, the determination to see her plans through to the bitter end, and the presence of mind to remember what's important. Let her have all my best qualities. Should the experiment fail, I won't need them anymore. Not where I'm going. Hooey. Okay. The Gift Bearer's Pilgrimage. The gift bearer of Onda is travelling along the road when she meets a man in tears holding a scrap of parchment. Why do you weep? Asks the gift bearer. I hold here a letter from my wife. I tried to be a good husband, but the letter says I was not, and she has gone to seek the company of a better man. Now this is all that remains of her. Give the letter to me then, says the gift bearer. If once you've forgotten the letter, your wife can cause you no further pain. The man gives her the letter and finds his tears have dried. He thanks the gift bearer and leaves at peace. The gift bearer continues on contemplating the man's story, but does not get far before she encounters an old woman in tears holding a string of beads. Why do you weep? Asks the gift bearer. I hold here a string of beads that counted the years of my daughter's life. Sickness took her while she was still a child, and she was denied the joys of a full life and neither the joys of a mother. This is all that remains of her. Give the beads to me then, says the gift bearer. If once you have forgotten the beads, your daughter can truly rest. The old woman gives her the beads and finds her grief no longer gnaws at her soul. She thanks the gift bearer and leaves at peace. Thinking on the woman's pain, the gift bearer follows the road until she reaches the sea. In her hand, she carries the letter and the beads. They are light in her hands, but heavy on her heart, and she is crying. She prays to Onda to allow the objects to be forgotten and casts them into the water, and yet, long after they have sunk beneath the waves, the gift bearer finds herself still weeping. Merciful Onda, pleads the gift bearer, in your service I have helped your people forget their troubles, yet though I pass them on to you, I feel them still as if they were mine. How can this be? Wow, the gift bearer listens to the crashing waves until she understands. To feel the trouble of others in your soul is a burden in itself. However, she has no token to give to Onda to bear away, for the troubles are not hers to forget. I give myself to you then, says the gift bearer, for once I am in your care, no memory may haunt me. And with that the tide comes forth and embraces the gift bearer. When it ebbs, she is gone. Wow, okay. So this is a super cheerful place. Now, what's Arta's journal? Cordella is right. Of course, we could refine the phantasmal focus for the rest of our lives, or we could put it for good use. So why do I have such doubts? Our plan has always been to tinker with the natural order. Smart. Not smart. But nature is not orderly in the living lands. If we poke too hard at nature, who's to say something else won't poke back at us? It's funny you should mention that, mate. Now I've got more notes. Concerned letter. My friends, you spend too much trouble in the privacy of your lab. I know that words are exchanged and more than one ego is bruised after that incident at the workshop, but the damage is superficial. Our community is ready to welcome you back with open arms. For the moment I'm seeing to Giatta's education, but I urge you to give her the attention she deserves. She is a promising young woman at a difficult and influential time of her life, and she needs the counsel of her family now more than ever, per Quilici. Hey, and a Magran's grenade, great. Let's keep going. Worried scribblings. The device should not work, yet it does. Therein lies the problem. Theory and reality are in conflict, and to succeed without comprehension is worse than failure. I've learned nothing and can assume nothing about the limitations of this invention, which frightens me almost as much as Cordella's insistence that we keep going. All I know is that the device has tapped into something. I believed it was the essence of the living lands. What if I'm wrong? What if it's... Several paragraphs have been violently scoured from the page. Have we transgressed so far into the unknowable that we are blind to the grave that we dig ourselves? I must make preparations for Giatta's future. More bookie. Abaddon's hands. Of all the stories of the gods, no doubt one of the most charming is the legend of Abaddon's hands. In some cultures, Abaddon's hands are tiny, cheerful creatures that hide in the walls and in the cracks between paving stones. In others, they are silent men of stone who roam distant lands. In all such tales, however, they are Abaddon's constructions built in his image to continue his good work of creating strong and wondrous things in the world. Thus, upon spying a mighty mountain peak or a row of favorite pillars or another natural marvel, parents and nursemaids will tell young children that these are the work of Abaddon's hands. Such is the appeal of Abaddon as a deity, and it is through his legend that we recognise familiar shapes in the natural world. Thus, when we see a landform that resembles a colonnade or an arched gate or a mighty home, we see a hand in a purpose at work that's not unlike our own. And whilst Abaddon's own identity as a construct is alienating to some, to many of us his crude yet practical shape is comforting. While other gods take on the forms of birds, beasts, and sea, Abaddon takes on the shape of our most common tools and constructions. His debasement in a body divine elevates our works and labours and offers us grand hopes. For if a god could rebuild himself out of iron, what wonders might the kith create with their own hands? Alright, is there anything else I need to read here? I'm looking at all this busted up machinery and feeling kind of... Dusty letter from Maxim Vidaro. Arta, do you have everything you need? After Cordella's outburst, they say she retreated into her private lab, which is perfectly fine, but I worry about you and little Giatta. Let me know if you need anything, even if it's just a talk. I understand your research has made some ambitious strides. Good for you both. When you're ready to surface again, we have a game of Hazard to finish. I'll keep the pieces warm. Signed, Maxim Vidaro. And lockbox. Open the lockbox, steal all the shit. Got some pfennigs. Got a journal. Arthur has been quiet lately, so I know he's worried about our experiment. He thinks the island will object to our interference. Funny that. Is there such a thing or even possible? Ha ha. Clearly our daughter is cut from my side of the family. I can't wait to teach her everything we've learned. With any luck, Giatta will be as wild and audacious as the forces at play around her. Yes, well, again, funny you should mention that. Now, we've got all kinds of shiny things and a book under here. Can I get the bookie? Hidden letter, yes. Cordella. Think of Animancy as a lantern in the night. The weak flame sputters, offering a mere glimpse of the cold emptiness beyond. Just enough light to wander a few steps ahead and then scamper back to the safety of home. The time has come for you to take your lantern deeper into the night, even if you vanish into a place where none dare follow. Imagine how much farther your daughter can go with you, lighting her path. Heed our advice when the phantasmal focus is ready. Do not hesitate. Animancy is a mere lantern, but you have invented a lighthouse. We suggest you use it. Your old friends, and then a signature, usually a crooked drawing of an eye in multicoloured ink. Right, let's hop down. That's Cordella's journal.
I feel pretty certain that those people aren't supposed to be plants.
What a horrific fate.
Beauty reborn. A life of peace.
I'm going to take the phantasmal focus.
Guards, we can leave now, right?
Yes.
To think she's been living with this right under her nose.
Yes.
Anyone know what happened back there?
Nope.
I think those were Giatta's parents, or whatever's left of them.
So
Yeah.
they're dead?
Or something like that.
No, I
God,
don't think so.
I can't believe this.
And therein we sort of have the problem, but at least they didn't attack me, so, you know, I'll take whatever I can get. Now, let's head upstairs. Can I find any shit worth raiding here? Giatta's journal. This crop shortage is a perfect opportunity to test my family's research, but of course I'm getting nowhere with Ignacy. He has the town wrapped around his little finger. You'd think a community of free-thinking animancers would embrace a little innovation, but no, not even to save their lives. What would Mother have done? Although I suppose I don't need to ask. Perhaps I can succeed where she failed, just as soon as I gather the courage to enter the lab. Someday, just not today. Don't enter the lab, honey pet. It's a really fucking bad idea. The Metaphysical Frontier by Cordella Castell. Nature as we know it is ours. We dam its rivers, we cut down its forests. That's a fucking stupid idea, lady. Have you heard of Dillingham? But okay, in the metaphysical world, the nature next door, that is the true prize. When we can break the spirit world like a stubborn horse, the possibilities are endless. Today we grow crops, tomorrow's souls. This is someone who has obviously never been bitten by an angry horse. Just saying. Or in fact had any sort of, possibly any sort of contact with a horse. Oh, sorry. Just shut my companions out like a weirdo. Yeah, he's gonna all fuck off. Now, what's this letter? Giatta, are you well? Ever since I moved away, I hear only rumours about what's happening inside the walls of Fior Mesiverno, and the rumours alone are cause for concern. They say you've been starting fights with the governors, stirring up unrest at the workshop, turning animancers against each other. I adore you too much to believe such nonsense. Most of it, anyway. But allow me to give you a word of advice. There is a pattern to this behaviour. Even if you think there isn't, you believe your ambitions are being held back, so you hold them back further by alienating everyone in reach, then proving your own point. Trust me, I know from experience, as did your mother. Be careful that you don't hurt yourself in a crusade to be proven right. Please come visit me sometime. Put aside your worries and clear your mind. Silvo misses you. Yes, well, funny that. That's all. Oh, cute little bathroom. I could steal some towels, but that would be weird. Invitation to drinks. Giatta, once our patrol is over, a few of the rangers are grabbing drinks at Bone and Boar. Would you care to join us? Of course, I understand if you're busy again. The offer still stands. Doesn't have to be with the other rangers. It could just be the two of us sitting and talking. Well, now I said too much. You get the idea. Best of luck with your experiments, Masoni. Okay, now I'm going to nick your money because, you know, reasons. A cozy little bedroom. Very snug. Now, let's go through the door. Out, round. No, can't go through that. Let's shut the door again. It's all very comfy. I've read all the letters. I've basically been a nosy little cow and raided Giatta's home. As well as... Come on out, guys. Come out, wherever you are. Come on. And they'll run up and close the door. Yep, thank you. And Giatta's laundry just hanging there, like, okay. Alright, we go back to Giatta. We say, I've got your dingus, but I'm kind of unhappy about it, but hey, let's go.
You're back. You found it. You actually found my inheritance. Did you see my mother and father? Are they still there?
I'm tempted to say I saw them. The plant corpses were pretty hard to miss. It almost seemed like nature stripped them for parts.
Nothing so malicious, but no less cruel. All that's really down there is an unhappy memory. One that keeps on growing.
Do you want to talk about
My
it?
mother had an idea about how to use the essence of the living lands, and it destroyed her. My father. Our family.
I've heard that story too many times. This land takes more than it gives.
So I swore an oath. No one could enter the lab until I understood what happened.
Until today, so you know what happened?
I'm on the right track to figuring it out, which is almost as good. Enough about me. Let's worry about you for a change. With the phantasmal focus, I can finally tap directly into the essence of the living lands. I can also use it to smack around anyone who gets in our way.
Hang on a sec. So you're going to use it to tap into the essence, and then I'm going to have this giant plant. You want to use that thing as a weapon?
Don't worry. It's more durable than it looks. Kind of like me. The only thing we're missing now is an Adra pillar. And I know the perfect one. Naku Tedek, the old godless ruin west of Fjord. There should be some equipment waiting for us.
What is Animancy doing in some old ruin?
We used it to study the Adra pillar. Then some priests moved in and took offense at our work. I hope they haven't tampered with the equipment, or this will be a very short experiment.
We could always use the other pillar in the
That
workshop.
target thing? It's as dry as a bone. Hardly any essence left. Even if it wasn't, I'm not exactly welcome in the workshop these days.
I feel like we're close to getting some
That's your
answers.
intuition talking. Listen to it. I wouldn't be anywhere without mine. Before we head out, let's make the most of our time in Fjord. No telling how long we'll be gone. And I hate to be a problem, but I do my best work in small groups. Chalk it up to performance anxiety.
Where was this performance anxiety when you were shouting at Fedaro? I got to ask.
My finest hour. I was so angry. Mistakes were made.
You're not wrong,
When
honey.
it comes to the Dream Scourge, I don't want there to be any mistakes.
Okay, make your way to our camp. I'll stop by when I'm ready
Works
to
for me.
continue.
This is a good opportunity to cleanse our place of rest. Spiritually, I mean.
Alright. And I got a new companion. Hell yeah. Now she uses Animancy. Yes, she wants to prove her convictions by supporting the party in battle. Armed with phantasmal focus. Now she's got purification. She can empower and activate essence generators. Also, she has a really cool little top, which I would love to make. Now, I need to go off and do some more of my side quests, so let me look through my journal. Inventory. So I got some more crafting shit, that's nice. Yay for crafting shit. I probably need to upgrade some stuff at some point. I need some awakened Adra. Did our man over yonder? I don't think he did. Now, the Totem of Defiance. Memory of the Deep. Let's find... So, let's start with the food theft. So, which way do I have to go to sort that one out? Because that would be helpful, right? Now, I've done this one before on stream, so I'm not going to inflict it on you again. I'll go and knock these two over, this one and the Revenant battle. And then I can continue with these uploads anon when I've caught myself up.